everybody, welcome back to another morning word. Thanks for joining us this morning. For those new to this is where we share a couple minute video really to share from my own personal Bible study. Why? Because I wanted to see your life go from here to here. I truly wanted to do that. The reason being is God has left us this promise. He says, I come to give you life and life more abundantly. And he also told us how to do it. He says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if we can start to think like God, there is nothing that we can't achieve. There is no valley that we can't come through and no mountaintop that we can't reach, because there is nothing that is impossible for God, which means that there is nothing that is impossible for you. Now, I've got to say this. I'm not a teacher, not an evangelist. I'm not anything, okay? Don't work for the church as someone who fell in love with Jesus and saw what he did in my life, and I really want to see God work in your life so you become everything that God is desiring for you to be as well. So if this resonates with you, please take notes, then take massive action. Listening alone will not cut it. You've got to take action. So let's get into this. Today's scripture inspiration comes from the book of 1 Samuel, and we're reading from chapter 13, verse 7 to 10, and it reads this. Saul remained at Gilgal, and all the troops with him were quaking with fear. He waited for 7 days, the time set by Samuel. But Samuel did not come to Gilgal, and Saul's men began to scatter. So he said, bring me the burnt offering and the fellowship offerings. And Saul offered up burnt offerings just as he had finished making an offering. Samuel did arrive. I'm going to call this morning's word, don't become impatient. Now, Saul was on the front line of battle, and if you watched the video yesterday, we talked how large his army was, and he was waiting for this godly man, and he knew that this godly man would bring wisdom from God and a word from God to be able to help him get victory. And they waited 7 days, and in that 7 days, his army was quaking. His army started to scatter as he got to the 7th day where Samuel was meant to turn up, and he didn't turn up. Samuel was like, Saul was like, what am I going to do? I'm starting to get fearful. The men are scattering. So what he did the unthinkable. In his impatience, what he did was say, okay, I'm going to do what Samuel would do. I'm going to do the sacrifice. Now, this was unthinkable because it was only meant to be the priests who did that. Now, what this did, this angered God. And at that very moment of impatience, of irrational thinking, guess who turned up? That's right. Samuel turned up just as he promised he would. But it was too late. Because of Saul's impatience, he did the unthinkable. Because of his impatience, and he did something that was irrational. Now, we can be like that in life. We're so impatient. We're impatient in our marriages, we're impatient in our relationships, we're impatient with our children, we're impatient with our careers and our studies, and it makes us do irrational things. In haste, we do irrational things. So I've seen so many people leave their marriages because instead of working through them, they become impatient. And because things don't happen as quickly as they want or when they want, they end up having affairs. I've seen people give up on their dreams and their business because it doesn't happen as quickly. And because it doesn't happen quickly, in their impatience, they quit on their dreams. I've seen people quit on their education, quit on their faith because they didn't see the results that they thought they were going to get in their faith. They quit on God. Because of their impatience, they do the irrational thing. So that leads me to the question of the morning. The question of the morning is this. Do you remain calm when things are not happening as quickly as you'd like them? Here's the lesson of the day. The challenges in our lives, our marriages, our health, children, career, finances, I don't care what it is, all areas of your life are never overcome quickly. You ask anybody, they're not overcome quickly. Usually they last a lot longer than we would desire for us to be able to overcome them. And it's in that time of waiting is where we get the victory. We must not become impatient. Listen to me now, we must not become impatient and do irrational things like having affairs, quitting on our businesses, giving up on our children, or quitting your studies. You've got to remain patient. So here's the action of the day. Action of the day is this. When things are taking longer to achieve, say, I am patient and I will see it through to the end. Remain calm, remain rational, think through the steps and say to yourself, do you know, at the appointed time, I will win. At the appointed time, I will win. God bless you. I really pray that this gives you the patience that you require to be successful and to fulfill all the things that you need to do. So as we always say with Gen Hope, God's gift to us is life. What we do with that life is our gift back to God. Please subscribe to Gen TV where you get these videos and other videos that will help you fulfill your God-given purpose in your health, well-being, mindset, motivation, investing, everything. All right, so God bless you. Thanks for joining us. But please, more important than subscribing to our Gen TV channel, I would like to share this video, because if you can change one person's mindset, stop them from being impatient and quitting on their dreams, we could change a community. And if we could change a community, guess what? Because we change one person, we could end up changing the world. So God bless you, and thanks for joining us, and I'll see you soon for another morning walk.